In today's video, we're delving into the darker, shadier side of Hollywood, exploring the stories of 14 stars who have fallen from grace and ended up behind bars. Over the years, various celebrities, including comedian Tim Allen and domestic guru Martha Stewart, have encountered legal troubles. While serving relatively short sentences, they managed to resume their lives. On a different level are the celebrities whose criminal activities require several years in prison. While some acknowledge their wrongdoing, others maintain their innocence. Regardless, they now face lengthy sentences. You likely recall Jared Fogle from the Subway sandwich commercials. At the age of 20, weighing over 400 pounds, he decided to transform his life in 1998 through exercise and a daily diet of 2 Subway sandwiches. Within a year, he shed more than half of his body weight. His journey caught the attention of Men's Health, leading him to become a spokesperson for Subway and starring in his first commercial in 2000. Turning his weight loss into a source of income, he enjoyed success. However, in 2015, during a plea deal with authorities, Fogle admitted to various crimes involving minors and possession of illicit materials. This led to sentencing of over 15 years in prison, with parole eligibility only after serving at least 13 years. Additionally, he was ordered to pay restitution of $1.4 million to his victims. Hip-hop star Marion Hugh Suge Knight was the CEO of Death Row Records, and in January 2015, he had an altercation with a man named Clee Sloan, who worked on the biopic Straight Outta Compton. The fight got so intense that Knight ended up grazing Sloan with his vehicle and running over a man named Terry Carter, who died from his injuries. Knight initially claimed his actions were in self-defense and that he was being chased by 2 armed men. 3 years later, Knight entered a plea deal and was sentenced to 22 years in prison for voluntary manslaughter and 6 years for a third strike violation, which totaled 28 years behind bars. He has been serving time since 2018 and isn't eligible for parole until 2037. Jen Shah of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City gained notoriety when her entrepreneurial ventures led to legal trouble. In 2021, Shah and her assistant Stuart Smith were indicted on charges of money laundering and wire fraud. They operated telemarketing schemes, defrauding elderly consumers from 2012 to 2021. Initially pleading not guilty, Shah later accepted a plea deal in 2022, admitting to the wire fraud charge. In January 2023, she was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. Rapper Tory Lanez, born Daystar Peterson, rose to fame with his 2013 mixtape. Upon signing with Interscope Records, he found success with the album I Told You. Lanez continued his musical journey with releases like Memories Don't Die and Love Me Now. However, his once promising career took a grim turn in 2020, when he was found guilty on multiple charges for shooting fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion. In August 2023, Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison and is anticipated to be deported back to Canada upon his release. Harvey Weinstein, a prominent film mogul, faced imprisonment due to allegations primarily from Miriam Haley and Jessica Mann, with several other women also reporting sexual abuse. Arrested in New York in 2018, he was charged with various offenses, including rape and a criminal sexual act. Despite consistently denying wrongdoing and asserting consensual encounters, in 2020, he was found guilty of a criminal sexual act and third-degree rape against Haley, receiving a 23-year prison sentence and registering as a sex offender. New Orleans rapper C. Murder, born Cory Miller, faced a second-degree murder conviction in 2002 for the killing of Steve Thomas in a nightclub. He is the brother of music mogul Master P and platinum-selling rapper Silk the Shocker. Commencing his life sentence in 2009, recent years have witnessed 2 crucial eyewitnesses recanting their testimony, citing pressure to lie under oath. Despite Miller consistently professing his innocence, his legal team has been unsuccessful in appealing the conviction on multiple occasions. In 2013, actress Shannon Richardson, known for her role in The Walking Dead, pleaded guilty to charges related to developing, producing, possessing, and transferring a toxin with the intent to use it as a weapon. She sent threatening, poison-laced letters to then-President Barack Obama, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, and another individual. Richardson purchased supplies for the plot under her husband's name and used castor beans to create ricin in her home, where she lived with her husband and 4 children, even while she was pregnant. In an attempt to frame her husband, she planted evidence in his car and lunchbox. Despite her efforts, she was arrested in 2013 and sentenced to 18 years in prison. Richardson may be released in 2029. Singer R. Kelly was arrested by federal authorities on July 11, 2019 in Chicago. He, along with several associates, was accused of recruiting young girls for sexual acts, isolating them from their families, and exerting control to prevent them from seeking help. An indictment was filed in a U.S. District Court in NYC, and Chicago prosecutors issued an indictment alleging that Kelly paid off witnesses and victims during a 2008 trial. In June 2022, Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison following his conviction for sex trafficking the previous year. Reality TV personalities. Todd and Julie Chrisley gained fame with Chrisley Knows Best in 2014, showcasing the affluent Southern family led by Todd, a successful entrepreneur known for strict business ethics. Despite their wealth, the show portrays their everyday lives filled with drama. The Chrisleys encountered legal troubles with charges of tax evasion, conspiracy, bank fraud, and wire fraud on August 12, 2019. On June 7, 2022, both were found guilty, receiving separate sentences. Todd serves a 12-year term, and Julie has a 7-year sentence. In 2023, their sentences were reduced, with Todd expected to be released in 2033 and Julie in 2028. In 2014, Michael Jace, known for his role in The Shield, tragically shot his wife April Jace in their LA home. Motivated by jealousy as April sought a divorce, the 53-year-old actor believed she was involved with another man. On May 19, 2014, upon April's return, Michael shot her multiple times in front of their sons. Found guilty of the murder, he received a 40-year prison sentence. Details of Michael's violent history surfaced during a 2005 custody case, where a friend of his first wife revealed incidents of choking, hitting, and slamming her against a wall. In 2020, Joe Exotic rose to prominence through the Netflix series Tiger King, exploring the peculiar world of big cat collectors and spotlighting Exotic's eccentric life managing the GW Zoo in Oklahoma. The documentary emphasized his involvement in guns, country music, and politics, shedding light on the eccentric characters in the big cat community. A central focus was Exotic's intensifying conflicts with animal rights activist Carol Baskin, leading to his attempt to hire a hitman to eliminate her. Beyond the murder-for-hire plot, Exotic faced legal consequences for other crimes, including killing 5 tigers, unlawfully selling baby lemurs, and wildlife violations. In 2020, he received a 22-year prison sentence, with an additional 3 years of supervised release. Josh Duggar, known for being one of the 10 sons in the Duggar family from the reality TV series 19 Kids and Counting, gained fame due to the family's Baptist faith and rejection of birth control, resulting in their large family. The show highlights the parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, navigating the challenges of raising numerous children with a focus on their strict religious practices. However, despite these beliefs, Josh faced controversy in 2015 with allegations of sexual assault against his sisters and other girls, and possession of illicit materials. In 2021, he was found guilty, receiving a prison sentence of 12 years and 7 months. Ryan Grantham, a young Canadian actor with a promising career, appeared in nearly 40 movies and TV shows during his relatively brief acting stint. His career included notable roles in projects like Jumper and The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. However, Grantham's Hollywood journey took a tragic turn when, on March 31, 2020, he shot his mother in the back of the head. After confessing in a video and planning harm to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, he turned himself in the next day. Grantham received a lifelong prison sentence with the possibility of parole after 14 years. Lastly, Danny Masterson, known for his role in That 70s Show, faced legal troubles when 3 women filed criminal complaints against him in 2017, alleging sexual assaults between 2001 and 2003. After being arrested in 2020, Masterson stood trial on charges of forcible rape in December 2022. The trial concluded without a verdict, but in May 2023, he was convicted on 2 rape charges, with a hung jury on the 3rd count. Masterson was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison in September 2023 after a trial that spanned several months. That concludes our coverage of 14 stars who found themselves navigating the harsh realities of life behind bars. Their stories serve as a cautionary tale, revealing the complexities of fame, fortune, and the consequences of one's actions. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.